Hey friends, Nikki O'Day, and today we're going to talk about gratitude. And more specifically, we're going to talk about how gratitude can actually help you lose weight. And that may seem kind of wild at first, but stick with me for a few minutes, and I promise this will all make sense. And it's a really simple but powerful tool that you can start to use on your weight loss journey. So, really quick, what is gratitude? Gratitude is just the expression of appreciation for what you already have in your life. Now, why is gratitude so important? Gratitude breaks down these negative emotions that we get stuck in. And here's why this matters. I'll give a few examples. Maybe these are things that pertain to you, maybe they're not, but I bet you can think of some all on your own that are specific to you. So, for instance, when we're stressed out, that's a negative emotion that we feel, and it's something that usually hinders our weight loss. I don't know how many times I hear people say, well, when I'm stressed out, then I lose my willpower and I just grab a bag of chips or I grab whatever their comfort food is, because in that moment of stress, we're no longer prioritizing our health, right? We're in this fight or flight mode and we just don't care about it. Or even if you can maintain some sort of willpower and stick with your plan, when you're stressed out, your stress hormones like cortisol go up and they stay up if you stay stressed out. And what that does is puts a lot of fat into our belly. And so stress is this negative thing when it comes to our weight. Or when we're angry, right? Anything along those lines is going to do the same thing. Now, another negative thing that we can kind of get stuck in is self-doubting. Like if you don't have the confidence to know that you can do this, to know that you can stick with this journey, to know that you can make it happen. So here, a lot of times we hear, well, I'm just meant to be a big person. It's in my DNA. I don't really have the power to change this. And that's all really coming from this negative self-perception, right? And we can use gratitude to break that down. Or when we're simply just having a pity party, right? I've had a bad day, nothing's going my way, or I've been trying this for a few days and nothing's happening, and so I'm just gonna quit. These are all negative things that we just put into our mind and we let ourselves get trapped there. And one way to break out of that is with gratitude. When you put yourself in this state of feeling thankful for things, for feeling appreciative of things that you already have, you really can't feel all of those negative things. They can't both exist at the same time. I mean, a little bit, but not much. The more grateful that you become towards something, the less you are likely to stress out about that thing. And so this is where this becomes a really powerful tool. And so how do we do it? Like, how do you make yourself feel grateful when, frankly, everything may be crumbling around you? Like, you may be having an awful day. You may be having an awful week. You might be having an awful year. So how do you express gratitude? Okay, so here's some simple steps that you can take. First, sit down. This is the longest part of this, okay? You're going to sit down and rattle off everything that you have to be thankful for. Write it down on paper. There is something about putting pen to paper that really connects in your mind. So I would suggest that you sit with actual pen and paper and you start listing these things out and you get really detailed. Okay. And you want to be sure to include things that are a struggle for you. So if you struggle with finances, then you want to list specific things that you have in that arena. So if you have a roof over your head, that is something to be thankful for, right? That is something that many people in the world don't have, that we take for granted in our first world country. And it is a blessing. And so write that down. If you have the ability to put food on the table, like even if times are really tough, write down the things that you do have that you are able to provide that you're thankful for. If you have a job, even if you don't like your job, but it pays the bills, be thankful that you have that job. If confidence is an issue for you, that can keep you stuck on your weight loss journey. So you want to Think on things that you do well. Like there is something that you can give yourself a pat on the back for. If you have went one day turning down your favorite snack, I don't care if it's just one day, give yourself props for doing that because it's a step in the right direction and it proves to yourself that you can do it. Write that down. Hey, I did this good thing today. If it's body image issues, you may have fat on your body, but use gratitude to stop identifying yourself as an overweight person. I'm not fat. I have fat. I can let that fat go because it's not who I am. It's just something I'm carrying around right now. So you want to start to think about the good qualities that you have. If you are overweight, but you are still able-bodied enough to go on a walk, write that down. Hey, I'm grateful that my body is still healthy enough that I have the ability to walk around. That's a blessing. So some of these things might seem silly if you're not used to doing this practice, but write things down. Write down big things, write down small things. And then what you want to do is you want to start to do this every single morning. Not so in depth because it would be very time consuming, but think about 2 or 3 things to start your day that you're thankful for. This has been shown in research to strengthen relationships. So maybe your husband is driving you crazy, ladies, but instead of dwelling on all of his negative traits and his negative qualities, which is so easy to do, you think about some things that you love about him. What are some things that he does good? There's something there or you wouldn't have married him, right? And sometimes you have to do a little bit of digging when you're annoyed with people to come up with those good traits, but ponder it and come up with something that you genuinely appreciate about that person. If your mother is driving you crazy, think about some good qualities that she has. If you are struggling to lose weight, think about some good things about your body that you're grateful that you have. Think about some good things about your own personality that you know can carry you on this journey and start to think on all of those positive things in those areas instead. Research shows this improves relationships. Obviously, we can see how that would be true, but it also shows that it improves your physical health and your mental health. People who start to practice gratitude have less depression, stronger relationships. There's all kinds of things out there. And then this even transfers into physical health. And we know that there's this mind-body connection. You know, we used stress as an example. So let's continue on that path. We know that stress above anything else can just wreak havoc on your physical health. So if you can use gratitude to combat some of that stress, that is going to have all types of benefits for your health, not just on your weight loss journey, but like blood pressure, sleep, mood. All of these things can be impacted by this very simple practice. It's a practice that just takes you a few minutes in the morning before you start your day. Go out into the world with a grateful heart, and your whole day will be different just because you're starting it in a better mental state, in a more calm state, in a relaxed state, in a grateful state. And it may feel weird when you start, but keep at it every single day and it will become easier and easier, and you will see visible changes in your life and your health and in your weight if you do this. So if you guys start this, let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear back from you. And everybody go have a blessed and grateful day.